Hey fandom, how's it going? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about an event. I know you're probably tired of hearing all these crossover events that Marvel's doing. You know, you've got Original Sin that's going to lead into another crossover that's probably going to lead into another crossover. Everybody's tired of crossover events. It's understandable. But we are going to talk about an event that was actually really good. Yeah, I know. Shocking. Back in 2006, Marvel was doing their whole Civil War bit where they split the Marvel Universe right down the middle. Basically, some guys were with Captain America, some guys were with Iron Man. And, you know, they fought, they did all that whole mess, and basically we've got crossover fatigue at this point. And that was one of the main reasons, because those issues sold so well. It seems Marvel's trying to just copy that event over and over and over, seeing if they could hit something like that again. The downside of that is also that Civil War had a lasting effect, even today, for better or worse. Some things still haven't recovered from those events. In my opinion, Spider-Man still isn't the same. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. So we're going to talk about a good event. Bam! Annihilation. The reason I brought up Civil War was because while they were playing around in the Civil War event, there was a small group of Marvel guys that was led by Keith Giffen. They wanted to do their own crossover event, and they wanted to do something with a lot of the lower rank Marvel characters, the underdog guys, the ones that really nobody cared about. You know, at the time Nova wasn't that big. He was well known, but he wasn't, you know, what he is today. They've also, you know, used Thanos. They used Drax. These were characters that they were talked about. Thanos especially because of Infinity Gauntlet, but nobody was using them for a while, so they kind of faded into the background. So they came up with the conceit of, let's do a series called Annihilation, and this is the Annihilation Omnibus. This was a huge crossover that almost nobody was paying attention to at the time because Civil War took the spotlight. And basically Annihilation tells the story of a character called Annihilus. Annihilus has broken through a dimension, and he has brought his annihilation wave, which is just, he united all these beings and these monsters and these aliens from the negative zone, and he's bringing them over and he's destroying planets. Like, one of the first things he does is he destroys Xandar, which is Nova's home world. So he wipes out the Nova Corps. And this isn't really a spoiler, this is in like one of the first few issues. And that kind of leads all these cosmic heroes. They have to band together, and they have to go in and fight and just defeat Annihilus. And it gets pretty grim at times. You're wondering, wow, what's going to happen? Wow, what's going to happen? It doesn't start out that way, though. It starts out with Drax. And Drax, actually, he's in prison. And he's not the Drax you know that's this super intelligent, super badass who's got tattoos. No, Drax is actually an idiot at the first start. But then something happens to him, I'm not going to get into that, where he changes. And he becomes really the badass that we know today. And it kind of follows Drax around and follows all these different characters during this Annihilation War, this big cosmic war. This is great stuff. It's really good. I enjoyed the hell out of this. The one downside that I would have to say is that the art doesn't hold up as well throughout all of it. There are some issues here or there where the art is like, I didn't care for that. Mainly in the Super Skrull storyline, because it was a crossover. So you have issues of Drax the Destroyer, that was good. Annihilation Prologue, good. Like Annihilation Nova, the story was good, but I didn't care for the art. Thought it was okay. Silver Surfer, solid. Super Skrull, good story. Good story. It actually made me care about the Super Skrull, which is a villain, and they actually give you a reason to like the character. But again, the art was just, no, I didn't care for it. And then you have Ronin 1 through 4. I love Ronin, really great. Annihilation 1 through 6. Annihilation Heralds of Galactus 1 through 2. This is probably one of the better Marvel events that I've read. It's pretty concise. It's all solid. All of it's in here. You can read it front to back. You get a full story. Bing, bam, boom. And then, as far as the hardcover treatment for an omnibus, this is really good. I like this a lot. So let me show you that. And if you take off that dust jacket, you get that. I like that a lot. What was interesting is, and I haven't seen this in an omnibus before, is that it has I'm not sure if these were printed in the original trade paperbacks because I've never read this series before today. Before a few weeks ago. Is that after each issue, you get this. I don't know if this was in the original trade paperbacks, but this is really good. I'm glad they put this in there because a lot of people don't know about these cosmic characters. You get background on them. You get a case file on all these different characters. So you get like that. And it's something extra you could read. You could see, kind of helps flesh them out, and you get their motivation a lot more. I really, really enjoyed this. As far as production quality goes, it's pretty solid. Marvel, I don't know what is up with them. They're using cheaper paper lately. I don't care for it too much, but this isn't like, you know, Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four cheap, where you could actually see through to the next like page. I didn't like that at all. But if you are a fan of Marvel Cosmic, if you like Dan and Abnett Lanning's stuff, this is really where it began. This is really, you start seeing the seeds of the Guardians of the Galaxy that we know today, the Nova Corps that we know today. So yeah, definitely check this out if you get a chance. I recommend it, with the caveat that it's, you know, some shady art and things like that. You see these really badass covers, you're like, man, I really wish the interior art matched a lot of that. So like that, for example, the art inside isn't really like that. So check it out. So comment, subscribe, let me know what you think.